Hey guys, this is Spencer with Walk the Course, and I'm on a mission to try out 150 golf shoes in 50 weeks to find the ultimate shoe for walking the course. Today we're trying out the Payntr X 4 RS, coming at $200 off their website. Some good, some bad. Here's what you need to know. My first impression of this shoe when I put it on was very, very impressed. But as I started to wear it more, I realized there's plenty of things actually I already didn't like about it. First of all, the first thing you're going to notice when you slip on the shoe is that the heel, a lot like the Infinity GTX from Nike, the Kepka shoe, this shoe comes with some type of cushion system around the heel that's supposed to like pinch your ankle. This shoe just does a really bad job of it. It's harder and it's more distracting than anything when I'm walking in a shoe. They also switched from a leather upper to some sort of fabric material back here that has extra structure. I'm guessing some type of plastic inlaid to give this extra support and shape. What I found out was that this ankle area is just really flexible, and when I was swinging, my heel was just moving all around. The base is strong, that's sturdy. The problem was above the shoe, my ankle was moving side to side. I felt like I was actually kind of falling out of the shoe a little bit. I had to tie these things super, super tight just to feel like I was locked in. Otherwise, the shoe was very comfortable to put on. But the fact that I had to tie it so tight actually cut off circulation in my foot over time. I didn't love the feeling. I was getting more tired quickly. And pressure points in the bottom of the shoe were starting to come out faster because of how tightly I had to wrap it around my foot, just to eliminate this wiggle room as much as possible. Luckily, the tongue they give you is extra cushioned. It's super, super soft. I love the look of this shoe, but I love this design. And when the shoe's wet and it walks on some like concrete or whatever, it leaves this X impression, which is pretty cool looking, honestly. I was surprised that the grip system underneath wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. The Payntr All Day SCs actually have so much more grip than these. So even though these have the spikes, they have a lot less going on in the spikeless areas. And this area of the shoe practically has nothing going on. If you're looking for better grip, I would go with the All Day SCs. Check the video from Monday. But one thing they do that other shoe companies are doing is it looks like their speed plate system underneath is actually carbon. I think it's carbon. It looks like carbon. Or it's the same thing that Nike did with Rory's shoe with their fly plate. Underneath, they have a carbon plate that runs through the midsole. Although it's great to have a carbon fly plate in the bottom of your shoe, this fly plate isn't doing anything. First off, the fly plate goes from here to here. The shoe bends like this. That means in this area of your toe, when you push off, there's no fly plate. There's no propulsion. That's where you get your propulsion. This part of your foot doesn't even bend anyway. So honestly, this is a waste of a fly plate. It doesn't do anything for you. Between the fact that traction is not really there and the heel wiggles around because it's unstable, I think you lose a lot of power and you lose a lot of performance out of the shoe. It really brings the shoe back to just like kind of a regular old golf shoe. Even though it looks cool and it looks like they put a lot of thought into making it, I think they missed the mark on a lot of aspects of the shoe. I also thought the base looked and felt a lot more like a weightlifter shoe. It's very rounded, very wide, able to grab the ground well. So there's great traction in the actual heel of the shoe. And the shoe has a very harsh impact right in this area. For some reason, when I was walking on hard surfaces, I could feel all the pressure right here in this heel and on the outside under the ball of my foot. Honestly, it was very distracting to take steps. Not only are those two little pincers on the inside of my heel rubbing against the back of my ankle, my heel it feels like all the pressure in the shoe is landing here and here. So I feel like I'm walking on a 3-point peg system. And with zero propulsion through the carbon plate that they give you because your foot just doesn't really bend there anyway, can't really bend this shoe. I think they're missing a lot of potential that the fly plate could have helped out a lot just by pushing this fly plate up another maybe 4 or 5 inches. 3 inches. The one thing they do well is they do give you a lot of room in the toe box though, so your feet can kind of spread out. And it does really bend really easily around the toes, so every step is pretty easy to take. However, I did not like the pressure points. I don't love the traction. I think the fly plate's kind of stupid in this design. And there's absolutely no grip in this section of the shoe. You lose out on all this grip. Even Squares does a better job of making sure you get traction in the areas that your feet actually touch. This shoe really leaves you hanging in this area under the foot where they could give you a lot more traction, but they don't. They provide tons in the All Day SC from top to bottom. In this shoe, they kind of just stop after they get here and they start again at the bottom here. And then besides that, they give you a pretty simple insole. This is not the Ortholite in the All Day SC, but I thought it was interesting that even without the insole, there's still a little bit extra cushioning in the base of the shoe right above the midsole. So overall, for walkability, I don't like the harsh impact on the bottom. I like how well the shoe bends in the toes, but the rest of the shoe doesn't move at all. And I don't love the inside cushions that they have around the heel. I don't think it's actually that cushioning. The Infinity GTX Brooks Koepka shoe from Nike does so much better at that. It actually grabs and cushions your heel, where this one just kind of rubs and it's harder, thinner, and I don't even know what it's doing there, to be honest with you. This should be a much bigger cushion on the inside here that actually grabs your foot. And they need to make this a more stable material so it doesn't bend side to side so easily. It's very annoying when you're trying to swing. It's Your heel and your ankle are literally slipping out. So for walkability, I give this shoe a 7.1 out of 10. Not terrible, pretty okay. I think this is what really does it for me, is it actually gives you some good mobility here. And the toe box is wide, so it's going to keep the score a little higher. But in general, I can't stand the cushioning on the heel. I don't like how hard the impact is on the heel and the outside of the foot. So for that, I drop the score to a 7.1. For performance and style, I think they do great with style. I think the shoe looks pretty sick. I love the insignias on the bottom and how they make the colors pop. Black and white. And the material on the back looks cool and seems cool, but I think performance actually is very much lacking. So I gave this shoe a 7.3 on performance out of 10. If you disagree or you love Payntr and you want to stick up for him, throw in the comments section, tell me what you think. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel for more content like this and like this video. And if not, thank you for watching and have a great day.